10 signs she'll never be a loyal woman. Psychology tricks. Loyalty in love is not just promised with words, it's proven through actions. You've heard it all before. She claims she's unlike the others, that loyalty is her foundation, and that cheating would never cross her mind. You're there, hanging on every word, desperately wanting to believe it. But deep down, something feels off. Every instinct is shouting that there's more beneath the surface, but you silence it because she's stunning, because the loneliness is unbearable, and because maybe, just maybe, this time will be different. Let me tell you something that will save you a lot of heartache. When a woman feels the need to tell you how loyal she is, it's often because she's already shown you the opposite. So, before you dismiss it, before you tell yourself, my girl is different, take a step back and recognize the red flags. Today, I'm going to lay out 10 undeniable signs that she's not the loyal woman you deserve and why you need to pay attention. Sign 1. When a woman has to tell you she's loyal, she's already shown you she's not. Have you ever had her say, I'm different from other women? Maybe she's told you that loyalty is her top priority and she could never imagine cheating. At that moment, you might find yourself nodding along, thinking, this time is different. She's the one. But deep down, something doesn't feel quite right. You try to ignore it. Maybe it's because she's beautiful. Maybe it's because you're tired of being alone. Maybe you've convinced yourself that she's different from the others. Let me be blunt. If she feels the need to tell you how loyal she is, that's already a red flag. Why? Because loyalty isn't something you need to broadcast. It's something you show through actions, not words. Psychology tricks tell us that people who are truly loyal don't need to convince others of it. Their behavior does all the talking. The moment she brings it up, it's often a sign that there's doubt in her actions. She may be trying to cover up insecurities or justify behavior that doesn't match her words. Female psychology suggests that true loyalty isn't something that needs to be defended. It's something that is evident every single day. You need to ask yourself, why would she feel the need to convince me? The answer might be uncomfortable, but it's crucial for your own emotional safety. If she's really as loyal as she claims, why would there be any need to assert it? She should show you that loyalty through her actions, not just through empty promises. And before you get defensive or try to justify her behavior, ask yourself, is she really different? Or am I just hoping she is? If you don't trust your gut now, you may find yourself paying the price later. This isn't just a minor issue. This is about protecting your heart and your time. How to fall in love with someone who actually values loyalty. It's simple. Look at their actions, not just their words. Don't let yourself be swayed by charm or surface-level beauty. True loyalty stands on its own, without needing to be proclaimed at every turn. This is just one of the many psychology tricks that will help you see through the fog of false promises. Don't make the mistake of thinking that your woman's words are enough. Be discerning. Understand that loyalty should never need to be defended. It should simply be shown. And if it's not, don't waste your time hoping for change. The sooner you recognize these signs, the sooner you can protect yourself from unnecessary heartbreak and wasted energy. The truth is, if someone truly values loyalty, they don't need to tell you about it. They'll demonstrate it in everything they do. Pay attention to her actions, not just her words, and trust your instincts. Your future self will thank you for it. Sign 2. Women always say they're loyal, but actions don't lie. Listen up, gentlemen. Words mean nothing if the actions don't back them up. It's easy to get caught up in sweet promises and the charm of a beautiful woman. But here's the harsh reality. The graveyard of broken men is full of guys who thought their girl was different. I was 25 when I learned this lesson the hard way. I met this girl, an absolute knockout. The kind of woman that makes you rethink everything. You find yourself reorganizing your entire life, just to maybe get her attention. She was all the right things. She told me how much she hated players, how loyalty was everything to her. She wanted just one good man. It felt too good to be true, and I wanted to believe it. 6 months later, I found out she was seeing 3 other guys while telling each of us that we were special. I can laugh about it now, but the funny part is that all the signs were there from day one. I just chose to ignore them because, like many men, I was thinking with the wrong head. And trust me, that's a mistake you don't want to make. Here's the thing every man needs to understand: words are cheap. She can tell you how loyal she is, how much she values fidelity, and how you're the only one who matters. But if her actions don't line up with those words, you need to take a step back and think. Don't make the mistake of thinking, oh, this time is different, because it almost never is. Now, let me tell you why this is important. As a high value man, your time, energy, and heart are invaluable. If you're spending it on someone who doesn't show you the same respect and commitment, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Don't settle for someone who promises loyalty but doesn't show it. Women want stability, security, and someone who can match their energy. A high value man knows his worth and doesn't chase after empty promises. When you can maintain that confidence, your masculine energy will naturally draw in the right kind of woman, one who matches your principles and respects the boundaries you set. You must always remember that loyalty isn't a one-time declaration. It's shown day in and day out. It's the way she handles her conversations, how she respects your time, how she supports your dreams. Words can't measure that. Her actions do. When she's all talk and no action, that's a huge red flag. You'll find yourself constantly questioning if she really is who she says she is. You can't be a high-value man and let someone play with your emotions without proving their worth. At the end of the day, it's your peace of mind that matters most. Now, don't be fooled by the smooth talk or the sweet promises. Pay attention to the signs. Does she follow through with her words? Is she consistent in her actions? If not, then it's time to reevaluate the situation. You must not let your desire cloud your judgment. You must also remember that women appreciate stability, consistency, and genuine connection. If her actions are inconsistent, she's showing you that loyalty is not her priority, no matter what she says. As a high-value man, you're on a journey of growth, and you deserve someone who values and respects that journey. Don't be the man who gets played by someone who only says what you want to hear. Look at the actions, not the words. Actions speak louder, and they will never lie. So, don't let those empty promises cloud your judgment. Be discerning. Keep your masculine energy strong and steady. And remember, loyalty is earned through action, not declared through words. In the end, you must ask yourself, is she showing up for you with loyalty, or is she just giving you lip service? Make sure you know the difference before you invest too much. Your value as a man is too high to waste on someone who doesn't show their loyalty through consistent actions. Sign 3. A woman's capacity for loyalty isn't something that develops over time. When it comes to loyalty in a woman, there's no room for doubt. A woman's capacity for loyalty is either present or it's not. It's not something you can force to develop over time. It's not something you can earn through love, money, or attention. You can try your best, but like trying to teach a fish to climb a tree, you're wasting your time. The truth is simple and harsh. If loyalty isn't in her nature, it never will be, no matter how much you try to change or fix it. You must accept that. This lesson is timeless, grounded in the wisdom of the ancients. The Stoics understood that you cannot change the inherent nature of things. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This applies here. What stands in the way of loyalty in a woman cannot be fixed by trying harder or becoming more. She either has it or she doesn't. This isn't about making excuses for her behavior. It's about understanding the reality of human nature. Women will tell you they're loyal. They will tell you they're different. They will say they're not like those other women who fall short. But these are words that are often self-serving. Their behavior speaks louder than any promise they make. Patterns and history don't lie. You must look at her actions, not her words. Don't be fooled. Just because she says she's loyal doesn't mean she is. Women will often talk a good game, telling you that they're different, that they are faithful and true. But don't get distracted by empty promises. Look at her past relationships, her patterns of behavior, and how she treats you when the pressure is on. If loyalty isn't ingrained in her character, it will never develop, no matter how much you do for her. You need to approach this with the mindset of an iron mind, a mind that doesn't bend or break under the weight of false hope. Look at the facts and understand them for what they are. Trust your instincts and don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. You deserve a partner who is loyal from the core. Stoicism teaches us that we must control what we can and accept what we cannot. You cannot control another person's capacity for loyalty. You cannot force it into existence. But you can control your reaction to the situation. If you find that the woman in your life is not loyal, take action. You must move forward with strength, resolve, and clarity. He who is brave is free, said Seneca. And true freedom comes from knowing when to walk away from something that will never give you the peace and loyalty you deserve. Take this lesson from the Old Stoic wisdom. Loyalty is a quality that doesn't just appear. It must be in her nature, woven into the fabric of who she is. If it isn't there, no amount of love or effort on your part will change that. You must have the wisdom and courage to recognize this early on. Don't waste time on what is impossible to fix. Move forward with strength, determination, and the mindset of someone who understands the power of Stoicism, someone with an iron mind who knows that true loyalty, once earned, is invaluable. If this video resonated with you and helped you understand the truth about loyalty, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights. Comment to remember, loyalty is earned through actions, not promises. Sign 4. The way she dresses and her behavior can be clear signs of a lack of loyalty. Pay close attention to how someone carries themselves. It's not just about style. It can reflect priorities and values. If her choices seem more about drawing outside attention than building intimacy with you, that's worth noting. Often, people who constantly seek approval through appearance or online validation aren't just expressing themselves, they're looking for recognition from many directions. And recognition, like any other craving, rarely feels satisfied with just one source. I once knew someone, let's call her Sarah, who was always chasing attention. At work, at family events, even in community spaces, she needed to stand out. When asked about it, she'd say, I just like to feel good about myself. But behind that answer was a pattern. She always needed reassurance, and no one person could ever provide enough. Over time, that same hunger for outside affirmation caused her relationships to collapse. The same pattern often shows up on social media. If her accounts are filled with posts designed to draw reactions from strangers, if she engages in a way that blurs boundaries while in a relationship, that's a warning sign. I had a successful friend once who ignored these signals. His partner's profile was full of attention-seeking posts, but he told me, she comes home to me. A few months later, she didn't. When you open yourself up to the crowd, eventually someone new will respond, and curiosity takes over. The lesson is simple. If her energy is directed toward gathering attention from many people rather than deepening connection with you, don't fool yourself into thinking you're the sole focus. You might just be the choice for now until something more exciting appears. Ask yourself honestly, do you want to be her steady partner or just one more name in her audience? Sign 5. Women need constant attention from multiple men. Here's a truth that might sting, but you need to hear it. If she was wild before you, chances are she'll stay wild after you. Women don't just suddenly transform into saints when they meet someone they think is special. That party girl who used to shut down clubs every weekend didn't magically turn into a quiet housewife because you came along. No, she just learned to hide it better. Let me tell you a story. I once consulted a successful businessman who thought he had reformed a party girl. She shared her past with him, how she used to go wild, how she had learned and grown. He believed her, even felt proud of her transformation. But 2 years into their marriage, while he was away on a business trip, he came home early one day to find her with 2 guys from her past life. Her excuse? I just needed to feel young again. The truth is, the party never ends for these women. It just gets a new set of missions. Here's the problem. Someone who has spent years training their brain to seek pleasure, excitement, and novelty doesn't just let it go. It's neurological programming. The pleasure-seeking behavior is wired deep in their brain. And as life gets more routine, as stress mounts, that old programming comes roaring back. Think about it logically. The brain patterns that were carved in stone when she was 19 or 20, those don't just vanish. She can paint over them with good behavior, but it's like putting a fresh coat of paint on old, crumbling walls. When stress hits, that paint starts to peel. When life gets monotonous, the old desires resurface. One difficult period in your relationship, one rough patch, and suddenly she's texting her old party friends. Suddenly, she's planning a girls' night out. Suddenly, she's downloading dating apps you've never even heard of. You see, the party girl doesn't just disappear. She goes into hibernation. And you'll never know when spring will wake her up. If you're a high-value man, someone who knows how to attract women and command respect, you must understand this. You're competing with her past. The energy she seeks isn't always about you. It's about the thrill, the adventure, the attention from multiple sources. That means your masculine energy alone may not be enough to fill the void she's created by her past habits. You need to ask yourself, are you ready to be the constant source of attention and excitement she craves? Or are you willing to let her chase the highs from others? That is the real question. But here's a harsh reality. No matter how much you give her, no matter how much you provide stability, love, and attention, if her wiring is still set to seek constant excitement, your relationship will never be enough. You must be aware of this and be prepared for the emotional roller coaster that may come with it. For a high-value man, understanding this dynamic can be the key to knowing when to fight for the relationship and when to walk away. Don't ignore the signs. She needs constant attention because that's how she's been conditioned. It's your choice if you want to play by her rules or set your own. You must be the type of man who commands respect and attracts women based on your own value, not just a source of novelty or excitement. Don't settle for being her safe choice when she's in a boring phase. She needs more than you can give, and you need to be smart enough to recognize when it's time to move on. The party girl never truly dies, my friend. She just waits, lurking in the shadows. And you won't know when she'll come back, or when her past will catch up with your present. Be prepared. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with us. Or simply comment, "Very cool." It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. Sign 6. If she has more male friends than female friends, it's a sign she's keeping her options open. If you ever find yourself with a woman who has more male friends than female ones, stop and take a long, hard look at what's happening. You need to understand something fundamental. This is a red flag. In fact, if you notice this pattern, run, don't walk. When a woman has a roster of male friends, it's rarely about platonic friendship. She's keeping her options open. She's not interested in building deep, meaningful connections with other women. Instead, she's managing a loyalty prevention program. Why does this matter? Women understand other women in a way that men simply can't. If other women are keeping their distance, not trusting her, or flat out avoiding her, that speaks volumes. Women intuitively know when something is off, and their instincts will tell them to stay away. So, when a woman has a lot of male friends, but struggles to maintain healthy female friendships, it's a signal. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's surrounding herself with men who are more than willing to offer attention, validation, and the occasional ego boost. This isn't friendship, it's a setup for something much darker. Every time she gets a text, it's a little dopamine hit. Every compliment from a male friend reinforces her ego. Each invitation is a potential escape route if things with you start to lose their spark. That's how she sees it. Men are available to her not as friends, but as backup plans, waiting for their turn. And she knows it. She enjoys it. She cultivates it. A real loyal woman, one who values commitment, understands the importance of boundaries. She doesn't drive on the validation of men who secretly desire her. Instead, she seeks strong, meaningful connections with people who respect her as a person, not just as an object of desire. If she is the type of woman you are with, she will show loyalty not only in her actions, but in her relationships with others. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Take control of your mind and emotions. An iron mind will see these signs clearly and act accordingly. Don't let emotions cloud your judgment. Recognize these warning signs for what they are and don't allow yourself to be blinded by affection. Master your life and relationships by learning to spot the signs early. Stoicism win is all about embracing reality with clarity, and sometimes that means walking away when things don't align with your values. By trusting your instincts, Following the wisdom of the ancients and maintaining your own standards, you'll protect your emotional well-being and avoid the painful mistakes that come from ignoring these signs. Don't be fooled. Real loyalty is built on trust, and no woman who entertains multiple men while pushing other women away is ever truly loyal. Keep your standards high, keep your boundaries strong, and recognize when you deserve more than someone who keeps their options wide open. The power to choose wisely lies within your control. Be the Stoic, have the iron mind, and master the art of selecting the right woman. Sign 7. A woman who doesn't take responsibility for her past will not take responsibility for her future betrayal. If every one of her exes was an abusive narcissist who just didn't understand her, and she always claims to be the innocent victim of love's misfortune, beware. This is not a series of unfortunate events. This is a pattern, a dangerous game she's playing, and you could be next. Psychology tricks tell us that people who refuse to own their past mistakes are often the same ones who fail to own their present faults. And this woman? She's mastered the art of shifting blame. It's never her fault. Her exes were always the problem. But listen closely, this is a huge red flag. When someone can't take accountability for their past, they will certainly never take responsibility for their future betrayals. You might think, oh, maybe I can change her. But think again. She's already established a predictable pattern. Every breakup is someone else's fault. Every failed relationship is the result of her ex being a narcissist, a cheater, or emotionally unavailable. Her constant refrain? I just loved too much, and they couldn't handle it. If she insists on viewing every past relationship through a lens of self-pity, you can be sure of one thing: you will eventually become the villain in her narrative. That's the psychology of a woman trapped in her own victim complex. She's already written your story, and in it, you'll become the next abuser, narcissist, or problem. Here's where things get tricky. When she inevitably cheats on you, it won't be her fault. It will be yours. You didn't give her enough attention, enough validation, or enough of whatever her mind decides she needs that day. Female psychology shows that this dynamic plays out time and again. A woman who sees herself as the perpetual victim will never learn the valuable lessons of self-awareness and personal growth. Instead, she'll continue to blame her partners for her own inability to maintain healthy relationships. So, what does this mean for you? You must recognize this early. Don't ignore the warning signs. If her past is filled with nothing but blame, and she never acknowledges her role in those failed relationships, you're walking into a trap. You'll be sucked into her cycle of excuses, and when the betrayal inevitably comes, you'll be the one left holding the bag. This isn't an isolated incident. It's a consistent behavior pattern, one that psychology tricks can predict every time. Remember, a woman who can't take responsibility for her past is setting you up for failure. Don't fall for the illusion that this time it will be different. The truth is, unless she confronts her past, she will never take responsibility for her actions in the present. Your job is to recognize this early and walk away before you become the next scapegoat in her endless cycle of blame. Stay sharp. Stay aware. Take control of your life and your relationships, and don't let a woman with a victim complex drag you down into her narrative of blame. If you've made it this far, you've already uncovered something crucial. Most men overlook these signs, but you're one step ahead. Don't let yourself fall into the same trap. Take control now. Comment below, I refuse to be the next victim. Sign 8. A chaotic and unstable lifestyle can lead to betrayal. You might think everything is going well, the relationship is solid, and you're doing everything right. But suddenly, things start to shift. She starts stirring up drama, creating unnecessary tension, and turning calm moments into chaos. Why? Because some women can't handle peace. They crave constant emotional highs and lows. If things are smooth, they'll find a way to make it stormy. It's like a drug, the need for intensity. She thrives on chaos. When things are peaceful, she's bored. When things are good, she finds a way to make them bad. The absence of drama makes her uncomfortable. This pattern is not about you, but about her. You could be the most loyal, supportive partner, giving her everything she needs emotionally, but that won't matter. Because for some, The highs and lows, the emotional roller coaster, is where they feel truly alive. And here's the thing, these women often see cheating as just another way to fuel that addiction to drama and intensity. The sneaking around, the secrecy, the risk of getting caught, all of it adds to the thrill. This isn't a reflection of what you're lacking or your inability to keep her satisfied. It's about her emotional regulation, or lack thereof. Her emotional instability drives her to seek out situations where the intensity is at its peak, even if that means betraying you. She's not necessarily looking for someone better. She's looking for the rush that comes with forbidden excitement. The idea that she needs to feel something more, something deeper, even if that means cheating. You need to understand this. It's crucial to watch how she handles peace and stability. Does she create drama when everything is calm? Does she stir the pot when things seem to be going well? If she thrives on chaos, she may never be the loyal partner you deserve. You must be vigilant in recognizing these behaviors early on. It's not about controlling her, but about identifying if her emotional needs align with a stable, healthy relationship or if she's always in search of chaos. When a woman thrives on emotional instability, she will inevitably drag you into her emotional tornado. You need to ask yourself, are you prepared to be a part of this constant emotional roller coaster? This isn't about being a high-value man who just attracts women. It's about recognizing how emotional instability can destroy trust and loyalty. You don't need to be a masculine energy powerhouse to avoid this. You just need to know your worth and protect your emotional peace. You don't deserve to be caught in the whirlwind of someone else's emotional drama. So, take a step back, observe her reactions when everything is calm, and don't ignore the warning signs. If you don't, you might find yourself entangled in her chaotic lifestyle, with betrayal lurking around the corner. Sign 9. Women who don't take responsibility for their past can't handle responsibility in a relationship. Let me be clear, if she thrives on drama, on emotional chaos, she's not capable of being the partner you deserve. Ask yourself, can she enjoy a quiet Sunday? Can she go through a week without stirring up unnecessary conflict? Can she be content without feeling the need to create a crisis? If the answer is no, then you're dealing with someone who will ultimately manufacture chaos, and cheating is the ultimate form of that chaos. I once knew a couple who had been together for 5 years. The guy was everything any woman could ask for: stable, reliable, providing for her in every way. Yet, she still cheated. With her personal trainer, of all people. When asked why she did it, her response hit like a ton of bricks. I felt dead inside. I needed to feel alive. That right there is emotional extremism at its peak. And it's untreatable by you simply being a better boyfriend. You can't fix this. These women, let's call them what they are addicted to the chaos. They've been raised in it. They're comfortable in it. Peace feels like a death sentence to them. And that's why they will destroy peace every time it's within reach. They'll pick fights over the smallest things, manufacture problems that don't exist, all to feed their need for emotional drama. For them, drama isn't just a part of life, it's the air they breathe. You may be wondering how this could escalate. Well, once the regular chaos isn't enough, they'll escalate to cheating. It's just another hit of their drug of choice, emotional intensity. They crave that feeling of being alive, of feeling something deeply, even if it means sabotaging the very thing that offers them stability. Think about it. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us to seek tranquility, to remain steady in the face of turmoil. A man with an iron mind knows how to create peace, and he doesn't allow chaos to dictate his life. In the same vein, a woman who refuses to take responsibility for her emotional turmoil, her past mistakes, and her need for constant drama will never know peace in a relationship. She's not only addicted to chaos, she's addicted to self-destruction. As a high-value man, you need to recognize this pattern. Don't mistake this kind of woman for someone who's just misunderstood. She's someone who will continually drag you down into her world of emotional destruction. The Stoicism win mindset teaches us that control over oneself is the true mark of strength. This means you need to walk away when you see these signs. You must preserve your own peace, your own emotional stability, and refuse to let her chaos ruin your life. This is not just about finding the right partner. It's about maintaining your own iron mind and emotional clarity. You deserve a woman who is emotionally stable, someone who takes responsibility for her actions, and someone who knows how to nurture peace in your relationship. Don't settle for less. Never compromise your inner tranquility for someone who thrives on drama. In the end, remember, if you want to be a man who attracts and keeps a woman who values loyalty, peace, and responsibility, you need to embody the Stoic principles of strength, self-control, and wisdom. That's how you master your life and build the relationship you deserve. Sign 10. Respect for small boundaries predicts loyalty in a relationship. Think about it. She goes through your phone, yet won't allow you to touch hers. She flirts with other men, but becomes jealous when you talk to women. She sets rules for you that somehow don't apply to her. These behaviors are not quirky habits. They are glaring signs of a lack of respect for boundaries. And if you overlook this, you are setting yourself up for failure. Boundaries, no matter how small, are like practice runs for loyalty. They are tests that show how someone will act in the more serious matters. If she can't respect the simple boundary of not texting your ex, she'll probably ignore bigger ones, like not sleeping with other men. If she can't respect the rule of not flirting with your friends, don't be surprised when she disrespects the integrity of your relationship. This is the psychological truth about female behavior. Boundaries reveal the core of their loyalty. Think about it like weightlifting. Small boundaries are the lighter weights. How does she handle them? Does she respect them? Does she challenge them? Or does she completely ignore them and turn the blame on you? Watch carefully. Her response to even the smallest boundary tells you everything you need to know about how she'll handle your relationship in the long term. If she can't respect the small things, don't expect her to be there for you when it counts. It's all part of the same muscle: respect, loyalty, and ultimately, trust. The key is to understand that boundaries are not negotiable when it comes to building a strong, lasting relationship. She may tell you she values loyalty, but how she reacts to these boundaries proves her true character. Loyalty isn't just about big moments, it's about those daily choices and the respect for what each person needs. If she's willing to test, ignore, or bend those lines, you're looking at someone who lacks the necessary foundation for a faithful relationship. You can't ignore these signs because they are the key to understanding her potential for loyalty. When setting boundaries, don't back down. Make sure you communicate them clearly and see how she reacts. Does she respect them? Or does she start making excuses? In the world of psychology tricks, this is one of the most telling signs of someone's loyalty. If she tests your boundaries repeatedly, this behavior will only escalate. It's not just about one-off actions, it's about her consistent behavior and whether she sees your boundaries as something to be respected or something to be pushed against. You must never accept disrespect because the foundations of trust and loyalty are built on the small things. Keep an eye on how she responds because that's how you'll know if she's truly capable of staying faithful. Remember, how she handles the small things shows how she'll handle the big ones, and if you allow these small violations of trust to slide, you are building a relationship on a shaky foundation. Hey, thanks for watching, and I hope this gave you the clarity you needed. Now, listen up. Most of you will hear this and brush it off. You'll nod along, but when it comes down to it, you'll probably go back to the same woman who checks all the boxes on this list. Why? Because, let's be honest, you're addicted to the pain. You'll think, I'm different, or my love is enough to change her. But let me tell you something, you're not different, and your love isn't enough to change her behavior. She'll betray you. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but when it happens, and it will, you'll remember this video. You'll remember those signs, and deep down, you'll realize you already knew. Here's the real secret to finding a loyal woman. Stop chasing women who need to be convinced to be loyal. Instead, find the women who are already loyal, who have always been loyal, and who don't need any convincing. They exist, but they're not out there stirring up drama on social media or in chaotic situations. They're quietly living their lives, loyal and secure. You have a choice. Stop pretending you don't. The power is yours. Make the right choice. If you found this video helpful, drop a like, leave a comment with your thoughts or experiences, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that helps you become the best version of yourself. Stay strong, make wise choices, and remember, loyalty is earned, not begged for.